Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Detail Media Podcast. I'm your host, Jason Reed, and with me today I have...
James.
And George.
And we're going to start off today with something I haven't yet played, which is Heroes of a Storm 2.0. Which...
So,
Tis good.
I was going to say, me and James have been playing fair amount of that.
Quite a lot.
With
With a few other members of Detail. And I don't know what they've done to it. Well, I do know what they've done in visual respect. But I think they changed quite a lot of balancing in the game as well.
Yeah.
Because I've played playing a few here. Well, playing a hero, Diablo, which used to be quite a struggle for me to play, but now he's so good now. He's just so easy for me to play. And
So is that the character that's changed, or just balancing, do you think?
I don't know.
I think it's a lot of things.
I think it might just because he looks like a bit like a woman now. So it's just better to play. So they finally released his Diablo 3 skin, which is a more feminine figure. Spoilers here, because he corrupts the body of a girl, so he takes over the body of the girl, and then he becomes his true form
female
from that female form. So he takes on the female attributes.
Yeah.
And they've finally released that skin on Heroes of Storm, and he looks awesome, just so cool. And that might be affecting my playstyle, because I've always had the theory that if you look good, you play good.
Yeah. I've been playing a lot.
Well, I play games naked.
I've been playing a lot of Varian as well, and I've been enjoying him so much because of the way I go with my talents.
I'd say from one suggestion that I gave him was to try the assassin build for once, because he normally goes.
Yeah, I normally go
the tank.
normally go tank because I quite like the taunts that you get. So they're running away, and you taunt them, and because most people they click and then they're looking around the map and things like that while running away, or they're watching you. They don't notice that you've taunt them, and so they're just sat there. They've got a sliver of health left, and they turn around and attack you with the taunt, and so they're still wailing on you because they haven't noticed that you've taunted them and they're not running away, which means you can get nice kills. But James suggested to go for the Fury build, and especially with the talents that I choose up to that point, is I'm unstoppable. Like I choose.
He is strong.
Yeah, I choose the healing. Every time you deal damage with a melee attack, you heal. And of course, with the when he splits his weapons, he's so quick, which means I'm just healing. So when I go one on one, any ability that they use against me, I'm attacking so fast that it just heals. Yeah. So I'm doing it there. I'm healing more than what they're damaging me, and so I'm just sat there and just
kind of thing on League of Legends a lot.
Yeah, but no one cares about League of Legends.
And because I have because once again my talents that I choose reduces the cooldowns, things like my charge, is they attack me, get down to low health when they normally run, notice my health's not going down, so they think, oh shit, I better run, and then I can just like charge them, and because a lot of my spells are actually ranged, like I've got my charge, and then I've got my fire blast, or whatever you want to call it in a direction, I'm unstoppable.
Yeah. I could probably count the amount of games I've played on 5 hands. I don't have 5 hands. I could use 5 hands.
Okay. You should get on and play with us more.
Yeah, because I played a lot of...
Considering it's free as well.
Yeah,
I played a lot of League, and then kind of used Heroes of a Storm to phase out of League.
Yeah.
And then just kind of never went back to MOBAs.
Well, like it's really enjoyable, and I'd say you need to get back on Warcraft as well. There's a fair few people from Detail and outside of Detail in our friend circles are playing Warcraft, and so we're going to have a big raid.
And I got flying. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely want to get back on the old Blizzard's games.
I would, but yeah, come on Heroes with us, because I wouldn't mind playing a couple tonight, to be honest. Just play some Heroes.
And then
possibly.
Just start recording it as well.
Yeah, I know we keep talking about all the things that we want to do, but
never do them.
Now that we've finished uni and we can actually sit down and have 5 minutes to ourselves, we're going to start looking at recording a load of Let's Plays, a load of drunk gaming. I mean, Jason, you've got a couple of really, really cool suggestions for that, don't you?
Do I?
For drunk gaming.
Apparently he does.
Driving and things like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we're going to drink drive. You heard it first from Detail Entertainment. Detail Entertainment is going to drink drive.
It's don't drink and drive.
See, I got the name wrong, I'm sorry.
Which is, of course, the Mario Kart where every lap... by the end of a race, you have to have downed a whole pint of beer or cider.
Whatever takes your fancy.
You can only drink. You have to drink once per lap, so you can't just do it all at the end.
Or all at the beginning and then.
Yeah.
I will be fucked. I can't down pints.
And you have to you have to pull over to drink.
Can I do shots instead? Like I've got to have 3 shots in the round.
You can do 3 shots per lap.
Fuck off,
Wow.
It's
Jesus!
so much quicker.
A shot
get
per
the
lap is
tequila.
better because at least then it's the difference between the challenge of can you actually down a pint in that time, or can you survive having that many shots?
How about
But it'd have to be something you don't like tequila, and you
Fuck off! I had tequila before
That's what I
fucking
mean,
New
you don't
Year's.
never-
Jesus,
It has to be something you
that
can't
was
like.
not a night I won't remember.
Otherwise, you'll
And
just
unfortunately, I do remember it.
Otherwise, you'll do a lap, and then it's just like, oh, shot.
Yeah.
You know, there's no downside for it. Like
Oh,
having to drink.
Sambuca's bad enough. I mean,
I've
Sambuca's
got an
nice,
idea.
but jeez.
for like the final couple rounds, like
Absinthe. I'll do absinthe.
You won't.
I will.
He would.
I like
would.
absinthe more than I do Sambuca.
Yeah, you like it, but you won't.
You
be
won't
there for long. You'll get one race.
Well,
That's
I
what
don't
you
know.
get.
I might survive absinthe better than I both used. Fucking tequila, Jesus. Oh,
Oh, tequila is rancid.
I can't do tequila.
I'll drink it.
I got a choice:
Yeah.
die because of drunkenness or throw up because
Of
it's
drunkenness.
tequila. It's tequila. I mean,
You're probably gonna.
I
chuck
don't
either
think. I
way.
don't think I threw up because I was fucking drunk that night. I think I threw up because tequila is just
Tequila's
disgusting.
so
It is.
But it's
What
alcohol.
you were saying.
I've just got a brilliant idea. So for the last couple rounds, like if we did it in a tournament way,
Brilliant.
what a brilliant idea!
Brilliant.
It is.
Brilliant for entertainment purposes.
Yes.
is it? There we are.
So on the 3, 2, 1 at the start, you got to do a shot every single line,
Oh
and then you got to do the beer as
Yes.
well.
no! Don't some of the on some racing games they have like a double green light at the end, so you have to take a shot.
No, you have
per
two
light,
shots.
so you got to have 2
That'd
shots.
be a double.
Double
That'd be one
shot
of the tools.
for the go.
Oh,
So it's just a
God.
little shot, and then you could do that half, and then double.
Oh God. We've got to do
Um,
this. We've got to do this.
Anyway,
Yeah.
quickly before I
We went on a
get drunk
tangent
just
there.
thinking about it.
Jason, I think you know a bit more than me about this, even though it's Assassin's Creed. The new Assassin's Creed Origin
Origins.
rumours.
Yes.
There's a couple of things.
So
here.
there were some rumors a while ago. I think they might be on the one that we didn't release.
Yeah.
So they kind of got quelled a little bit, and now a picture got released or leaked or however it works.
Of a man on a boat.
Yeah, there's an assassin on a boat, and it's a one.
I know an assassin on a boat.
I did it. Sorry.
Sorry.
Get off my podcast. See, my problem is I lose my train of thought so quick.
You're talking about a photo that was leaked.
That's it.
At least
So
it
yeah,
wasn't a
it's-
boat that was leaking.
You're talking about a photo that was leaked.
Next topic.
No,
Photo was leaked of a boat that was not leaking with an assassin on it. So it's probably going to have naval combat to some level return.
So a bit like what they did in
Black Flag
3,
Are the
3.
4.
are there any
and
confirmations
Rogue.
about the location?
From what
'Cause-
people got from the image, it had the name of someone who was in the 5th era of
Yeah.
Egypt.
Because if it is an Egyptian-based one, I will play that because I love Egyptian history.
And if it's got the naval combat back, is
I
that-
do.
that-
I
If
I
it
love
has
that
Assassin's
map.
Creed in the title,
I
yeah,
am
very
probably-
true.
quite partial to the Egyptian history.
Yeah.
But the Assassin's Creed I'm not too keen on in general
So my
as the series.
My thing with the Assassin's
But-
Creed is I love the story. I love the story. The game itself, like bar Black Flag and everything before it, 3 debatable, was, I really enjoyed those games, especially Black Flag with the naval combat.
Of course you
and things
like the
that.
pirate.
Well, I love pirates anyway. But everything after that, I mean, Rogue was good.
He'd be a pirate if he could.
I would be.
I never
Butt
played
pirate.
Rogue. It's the one
Rogue
I
was
haven't
really
played.
good. I really
No,
enjoyed
listen
Rogue.
to me.
No, I'm not.
My problem is I then played Unity and Syndicate,
Yeah.
and I don't really want to go back to the old mechanics.
Yeah, but I'm like, I don't like Unity and Syndicate and things like that. It's
Unity.
the story was good, but
No one likes Unity of any sort.
well, I'm playing Unity now. You bought me Unity.
Oh yeah, I didn't.
and I'm still
Honestly.
going through that. So
Okay.
Yeah, it's good. It's just
same
not as
thing.
exotic, is it?
Yeah, it's
really?
the
It's
same
in
thing.
France and then it's in London.
Yeah, so it's becoming more and more modern times.
Oh.
As we said, I don't know whether we said it on this podcast or one of the last ones that we didn't release, about an assassin set in Viking Age and things like that. That would be amazing. So you've got a female sort of like, do something like a Shield Maiden assassin. I think something like that would be absolutely fantastic.
I think as well, I read that it's likely going to be 2 characters again.
Yeah.
So probably a male and
I did like that.
Yeah,
I will say
it was nice.
That one worked well.
They had their different skills, and you could approach things in different ways.
So is Assassin's Creed still using that bloody machine thing that takes you back in time and goes through your genes?
It's like a
and have like
It's like a commercialized version.
So
it's like
at 4, they basically turned around and said, "You go into it, and then we'll make a film out of it." And so you use it as a recording.
They're going into other people's like ancestry to get material for like films and games,
and then they're still using it to find mysterious artifacts.
Yeah. So like they've got like a business front of games and films.
Games and films, yeah. Bit like Detail Entertainment.
Yeah. And then we just do some Templar shit behind the scenes and
Aye.
control the world.
Aye. That's next on the list.
Yeah.
But anyway, going back to this image. Do you know much more about it then? Was there anything else that was said about it?
Not that I can remember. It's like, of course, it's just one picture.
Yeah.
I think you gotta like the objective that's on the screen is like go kill crocodile or alligator or something like that.
Yeah, so you are looking at one of those.
We don't know if that's
hot
an actual
climates really.
crocodile, which is slightly more dull than a someone called crocodile, I guess.
Hey.
Like if it's like an actual hunting quest, I'm not sure if I like that.
Well, they in a lot of them they have had hunting quests, like 3, 4, rogue. They all had go out and skin an animal, and then you can make armor from their hides and things like that. So I did actually quite like that, although it wasn't the best. It was basically just kill things, loot them, make armor.
Bit like Far Cry, where you had to go hunt a bunch of stuff.
They're basically the same game, except one's a first-person shooter.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining. I love both of the series.
I do like Far Cry.
Both
Far Cry 2 was my favourite. Far Cry 2 was my favourite.
Anyway,
we've got 3, man.
Yeah, but multiplayer in Far Cry 2 and the map headers.
But Voss.
Anyway,
the best goddamn villain in any game ever.
Well, we've got some Far Cry stuff to talk about later on in the podcast. But anyway, we're gonna go on quite short little topic. This one. So the new Pirates of the Caribbean, for some reason, they've changed the name from Dead Men Tell No Tales to Salazar's Revenge.
I get the feeling I know why.
I think I know why too.
And we're going to make another one and call that one Dead Men Tell No Tales.
No, I expect there's probably been an IP infringement. So someone else has that name somewhere.
Or...
Same thing that happened with Zootropolis and Zootopia.
Or because Salazar is dead, he might tell a tale. And therefore they can't name it that because it'd be incorrect.
No, because they just turn around then and twist it another way and say everyone that's living, they die, they tell no tales. They can twist that around.
Dead Men Tell No Tales. It's quite a mouthful. I reckon that's what it is.
Yeah, but they've had no.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
No.
Also,
Caribbean.
It's
Dead
already
Man's
a
Chest.
long name.
Yeah.
Dead Man's
Dead
Chest.
Man's
Pirates of
Chest.
the Caribbean.
Black
World's
Pearl.
End.
Also, there's
Pirates of the
lots
Caribbean.
of there's Dead Man's Chest. That's the one. Like I don't know. They all kind of meld into one. It's like
On Strange Tides.
Yeah.
The one we don't speak about. That
What
never
was that
happened.
one?
You know, the one that they were going to make but didn't make.
Every single time.
because
you
the story
say
was
it,
shit.
You don't
Yeah,
have to
pretty
do
much.
this little bit.
Don't mention it then.
Yeah, I imagine that it was pretty much because there was, same with Zootopia being called Zootropolis back in the UK, was probably because there was an IP infringement somewhere, and that they're either like we can't be bothered to fight for it, or
It's easier just to name it.
it's going to take too long.
Yeah.
So I might that would be my guess anyway. I'm sure there'll be more news coming out soon about that and why that's been named. But because it was named recently.
Yeah.
And it's not actually just in the UK. They've renamed the entire
I
franchise.
think Dead Men Tell No Tales is such a better name though.
Yeah, I do.
Just because Salazar's Revenge is just like, you've just gone mainstream.
I was going to say, it sounds like something else that's been out there before. Everyone's had Revenge at some point,
Yeah.
whereas Dead Men
Revenge
Tells
of
No...
the Sith.
Yeah. Dead Men Tell No Tales is a bit more... sort of unique.
It kind of reminds me of like the old James Bond naming schemes and stuff.
Which the
just like how they.
Hey, the man with a golden gun is a good name.
Yeah.
Dead
It's a bit more wordy, but
yeah.
it works well, and it's like it's
Dine
more memorable in a way.
Yeah,
It's
I
like not
think
as kind of given to you on a plate.
Yeah, I think it works a lot better. Anyway, here's a topic that I don't know much about. Is Darksiders leak? Is you guys were looking at the trailer beforehand
Yes,
before
it
the podcast?
looks fantastic.
I know you've played.
I've played number 1 and number 2, and I loved them.
Yeah,
they were
whereas
great games.
You've only played a little bit.
Yeah, I played it on a friend's system.
They are quite hack and slash games,
Yeah,
but the story, I adore the story. The environment is beautiful, especially in Darksiders 2, where you visit hell and heaven. Heaven especially, just amazing. It's just quite interesting how the Diablo in Diablo 3, the heaven in that, and the heaven in Darksiders 2 are really similar. And it's sort of like when you play Diablo 3 and go to heaven and do all that stuff there, and then playing Darksiders 2, it's sort of like, this is just sort of like a third-person Diablo.
The thing with that is, it's kind of, there's already an implied look of how heaven and hell would look. You can try and spice it up and add new stuff and change it, but most people think, if you're thinking heaven, you're thinking very clean, you're thinking very white and gold, that sort of. When you're thinking hell, you're thinking lava, you're thinking red, you're thinking
black.
Yeah, pretty much. So people have that notion of how things look.
But no,
already.
Darksiders is amazing. The story was really good. The second one led on so nicely from the first. I'm curious to see how. I'm curious to know how they're going to connect this one. I don't want it. From the trailer, you can see it does connect to the originals. It is sort of a follow-on, but at the same time, I don't want them to have it too disconnected. I love a game that leads on from one to another, like Mass Effect just fucking perfectly did it.
I think especially it. And there's benefits and drawbacks, because if you lead it straight on, it's more enticing for already fans of the franchise. Whereas it's harder for people like me who have only played like a little bit or haven't played any to get into the new.
Yeah.
Well,
Sorry, I just adding on to that. It needs to be its own sort of like standalone, while still referring back. Which, as you said, Mass Effect was good at that. If
I know this game series like I think I do, the gameplay style of it will be pretty much the same as the first two. Hence, their pre-alpha game leak looked virtually done.
Leak.
You know, their pre-alpha looked. You know, it's like you can release that now and it'll be fine. And that's probably because they're using the exact same gameplay mechanics as they did in the first two. And that way, no matter which game you join in, the only thing you're really missing out on is a little bit of story. Whereas the story in itself is amazing, but the reason for that is missed out from the thing. But it's usually explained in that anyway. That's how it was Darksiders 2. You didn't have to play number 1 to understand what's going on in number 2, because it explained it in number 2.
Well, they did that in Mass Effect as well, like in number 2, and I haven't seen 3.
Yeah,
but, like, it gives you that story, and like if you haven't played the first one, you can make your choices and stuff.
The Genesis comic.
Yeah,
and I get the feeling this next one will probably be the same, but it's still just going to be a hack and slash type thing. But it's still going to be the story. I just love the story so much.
The story's going to make it
and
for it.
The environment just gets more and more beautiful each time. I mean, just that little game leak there. I loved the environment. It was amazing, and her hair. They've animated her strands of hair. I mean, obviously they probably grouped it up and they made it look good. But I mean, they have modelled each strand of her fucking hair, and it's not physics based either. It is animated. You can tell it is. It looks physics to the average guy.
Untrained eye.
Yeah, but then when you understand how these things work, you're looking at it, you're like, no, that is definitely just animated, deliberate. It's exact. It moves the same way too much.
I can almost think they've basically. You know, if they're using something like Maya, which is software that we use, that they've put sort of a physics asset in that, rendered it out, keyed it, and then
made it perfect,
and then imported it.
Yeah, because when you look at those animations on her hair anyway, they are on a repeat. Yeah. Like when she jumps, her hair moves exactly the same each time, and so it's like. That isn't a physics based. The physics based will move differently because there's all sorts of different things.
From the
that take into
cinematic
account.
And stuff, you can tell her hair isn't bound to physics anyway.
Yeah, it's supposed to be sort of floating and stuff from what I've seen, from what we saw from the trailer. It is interesting how they open up the trailer with War, her brother, being chained up, because I don't want to do spoilers right now. Do you guys mind if I spoil the second game for you?
I suppose.
Yeah, if I play it.
Spoilers now. At the end of the whole point of the second game is to free him, because basically War fucked up. He arrived too early. Because apparently
that problem
the seals were broken, and the four horsemen of the apocalypse are supposed to come along and stop hell and heaven from destroying the earth. But War came along too early. Hell destroyed humanity, so humans were dead, gone. And then War managed to break the seal eventually at the end of his story, and then that summoned the four horsemen, which allowed Death to come along and be like, dude, what the fuck? Because War was then captured by the Chaos Council, chained up, and put in jail, and War was like, well, I want to free my brother, so the only way you could do that was to redeem him by reviving humanity. And at the end of it, he revived humanity. So I'm sort of thinking, but your brother was released, and now he's still locked up, so what's going on there?
Well, they'll probably explain that and be like...
But that's the thing.
Everyone that sees that trailer is going to think the same thing as you and think, why have they done
Maybe
that?
the cool thing would be like a prologue in his point of view.
Yeah, but that's the interesting thing as well, because halfway through the game of when you're playing Death, you realise, hang on a minute, I haven't been summoned yet. Because it's sort of like, it makes you think to begin with that that this is after War has been captured, but it's kind of almost the same time. So the two stories are kind of going along the same route.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Well, I imagine that they'll explain this.
Yeah, so it makes me think, well, is this one at the same time as Death is out to try and save his brother? Because War is still locked up.
I think
Sorry, so many spoilers right there for you, if you haven't played the first two.
Just a couple.
You might want to put that as a warning at the beginning of this podcast.
he edits it.
I want to put this as a warning.
Oh yeah, I think I saw a leak that you might be able to play as all four horsemen.
Really?
Yeah.
So Famine as well, which they haven't introduced.
Yeah.
I'd be surprised if they did that.
Because then they can't make another game out of that.
Because the way the Darksiders is going, you can tell from the second one, is the fact they're going to do a game about each of the four horsemen.
Or so maybe it might have been all three so far.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense. That make more sense, because then you have War in the first one, Death in the second one, Fury in this one, and then Famine in the last one. So,
yeah, I love the look of the games, and
they do.
I'm sure that I'll love the story and everything. I just get really bored with hack and slash.
Yeah, I do. Unless the story would have to be on point for me to keep on with it.
I could tell you why they made Fury a woman. Age-old saying.
Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned.
That makes sense.
Yeah. It's probably how they decided it.
I can see that.
The mic doesn't pick up my stomach rumble.
Anyway, we'll move on to the next topic. So, beforehand, you guys were speaking about Far Cry 2 and Far Cry 3. Well, Far Cry 5 has it been rumoured or announced, or I'm not sure.
It's rumoured. I think they're filming more things in Montana, which is why people think that it's going to be a Western, or possibly because Montana is in the West. Yeah, but one of the directors, I think... God.
I heard that,
so hungry.
Far Cry. Filming for it.
Yeah, I think they filmed some of the stuff in Montana, like maybe for the CG trailers and stuff like that.
Right, yeah.
And also, it gives you a representation of the landscape, the area is...
So I think it got leaked that they were filming or something in Montana, which I think they did for Far Cry Primal as well.
Yeah.
But then someone said, after the rumour about it being a Western, they said, I haven't heard anything about it being a Western, but it is set in Montana.
Yeah. I was going to say,
then the only kind of point of interest is the Western, really.
Yeah. But then if it is a Western... It's gonna coincide with Red Dead 2?
Yes,
because that's of course Western.
But let's face it, Red Dead would be better.
More than likely, yeah. It's already got
I loved Red Dead 1.
Established in that area.
Yeah.
Red Dead Redemption 1 was great, and then they were like, we will bow down to all your needs. Here's a zombie DLC, and it's like, yes.
I still want them to do a GTA zombie DLC.
Oh, that would be amazing.
That would be amazing.
But I mean, Rockstar's pretty good at rolling out DLC.
Oh, like,
for
especially
GTA
with the new online format.
Yeah.
They're really good with keeping it going.
It's just like every month they're bringing out something.
Like it came out in 2013.
and there's still
and it's still
like,
going, and
there's
it's
still
still
new
massive.
stuff coming out now.
It
What's
still
the
looks
music
good.
about GTA 5 is just sort of like it's they release the online, they do all that. It's like everyone, you know, their expenditure on like these shark cards to get all the money has gone down. What can we do about this? Yachts.
Yeah, 9
Yachts
million.
that cost 8 to 15 million in-game cash. That means they have to spend at least £200 on the in-game money to get one yacht.
That's the thing, it's
People
online.
do that.
Hours and hours.
Yeah, and
And
it's
it
just
is
like,
a really good business model.
but
because
it works. I almost freaking did it. I didn't
know.
because I didn't have the money.
Yeah.
But I was like, it's a yacht. That's cool.
I wish I had it on current gen,
Yeah.
just because, like, number one, it's so much
Yeah.
better.
I was saying we should get them on PC and then
PC would
have
be good.
Yeah.
because then we can all play and you know anyone in the company
Yeah.
can then join.
We want
us.
a
do
higher
mods as
frame
well.
rate with
Yeah,
higher
I'd love
graphics than a console ever could.
I may actually look at buying it tonight then.
How much? Because the thing is, it never drops in fucking value.
No, it's because GTA is. It's because
Because it
it
keeps
always goes.
It's-
The only
it's
time it'll
still
drop in
constant.
value is when the next
Yeah.
GTA comes out.
Yeah, so the graphics are still going in it, and they're still keeping up with you know the current generation. And I mean,
Oh, yeah.
especially if you get on PCs, of course you've got mods to upgrade it. I mean, some of the mods make it look like you're stepping outside. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, but that's the thing. See, GTA. So sometimes, especially when it rains, their rains and wet roads just are amazing. I've always found them to be really good.
I hate driving on snow in it.
So that was awful. Yeah.
You
When it gets to
literally-
winter, it's
you-
it's a piss take.
You put your foot on the accelerator, and especially if you've got like a Lamborghini, I've got the Zentorno. You put your foot on, and your car just spins completely out. And I'm just sat there like, I just want to go.
4x4.
I know, but I want
Or
my Zentorno.
you buy a helicopter.
Yeah, but I want
Or
the
a
jet.
yacht.
Oh yeah. If you know we do get it on a new platform, I want to get the is it the Hornet, the jet which transforms. So you've got the hover mode and
I
then
can't
you've got the
remember.
actual jet mode.
I don't know
Anyway,
what
want
exactly
it.
it's called.
I want it.
There is one nice thing which Rockstar does provide. You can only do it once though. Is a platform transfer, so you can transfer your account from one platform to
I
another.
don't know whether they're doing that anymore.
Oh, that's
I
a
read
shame.
somewhere. I'll have to double check because I would move my Xbox One
I think
over.
the main problem is just trying to get in a lobby with a bunch of people that you know, without 4 or 5 hours going past.
My Xbox
Yeah.
wasn't too bad for that. Like I
Well-
suppose there was only a couple of us.
I think he's talking about loading times.
Yeah.
Loading times and then just getting kicked out.
Yeah,
for
and
no
then getting
reason.
sent back to fucking single player.
Although that was
That
like,
was a piss take. That was
I'm
nuts.
talking
Is.
about like
No, it was. It's still fucking
well
happened.
over a year ago, so it might have been addressed by now.
I think it has. I think it's better than what Jason's talking about. Ours haven't been too bad. We've been playing on Xbox.
Computer should be faster with loading anyway.
Yeah.
Especially for a solid state. Consoles, listen, you need to have a solid state. You can't promise these things and not use a solid state. What? I'm just saying. Whatever. You guys will never understand.
Anyway, I'm gonna
No,
move
I
on.
want SSD. I just can't fucking
Yeah,
afford
true
it.
story. I'm gonna move on to our last topic, which we'll cover very quickly, even though we had 6 other topics after this one. Call of Duty returning to its roots. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
I'm kind of thinking they've run out of ideas. They've gone too
Oh,
far in the future, so we'll
Battlefield's
go
gone back then, have they?
And it did
Like,
well.
guys, I've got a new idea. Do we want to go back to World War II?
I've missed out. I've missed out on something here. I didn't really. They're doing something.
Yeah, they've announced it's called Call of Duty World War II. So they're going back.
So it's not World at War anymore.
No,
it's
it's
just
not World
II.
at War. It's not nothing like that. It's it's not Infinity War or whatever. Oh, that's Marvel. It is just World War II going back.
They
if they
will, though, have some weird mechanism that will let them jump across buildings.
Oh, yeah, it'll
fucking no.
well,
if
that's
they
parkour.
if they literally take the game back to World at War, then
Yeah.
I'll be like, well, fuck you. I'm gonna play World at War
I think
because you can't get better than that.
yeah, World at War was amazing. I love World
You
at
know.
War. Especially the zombies. That was the first one that they introduced zombies, wasn't
Yeah.
it? Just that.
It's got ridiculous stuff for that.
But it's like that going back to the original zombies when you were in. I can't remember the name of the map, but it was.
Derise is
yeah.
the best one.
I think that could have been
Or
it.
Shinonuma.
But
Were they were Black Ops, weren't they?
No.
Oh no, because you could get the maps
Ah,
on
yeah,
Black
you
Ops.
dare you.
Yeah.
I mean, it was fantastic just to sit there, and it was creepy as well. Now it's just kind of like, hey, you're in a factory and there's shit.
There was
going
like the
on,
fun fair one.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you don't want the same thing because it just gets stale. But
Yeah, but you kind of in something like that, you still want to keep
When they
what was
introduced
good.
jetpacks.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, is it just?
Well,
It
You're
wasn't
gonna have
jump.
those classic World War II Nazi creations of
Mm.
jetpacks and everything. They'll be in it. I'm pretty sure.
I hope not. I really hope not. I really hope they just go back
Yeah.
to the roots, be like it's a simple war game, and we'll leave it at that. Like what?
why not just revamp World at War? And then,
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
Yeah.
because then that's a remake in it.
Yeah.
People don't
Still
like
make
that.
money.
And
They
people
just
would buy
prefer
it. That's the
channeling
thing.
that-
It's the same as
shit.
what happened with in Modern Warfare. People bought. Well, I can't remember which one it was sold with, but they bought that one because it came with Modern Warfare with it.
Yeah.
Mm.
And you might not touch I'm calling it Infinity War, but it's not. But you'd barely touch that because you got
Advanced Warfare.
could be one of those. No,
Or
Advanced Warfare. I actually quite enjoyed Advanced Warfare.
what's the one they're on now?
That's what I mean. There's so many.
Call of Duty 25.
Yeah, 23 million.
Do you know what Battlefield are planning to do next?
Not a clue. I
Because
think
if they both stay in the past now, that leaves the
The
futuristic market open to Titanfall.
yeah.
So hopefully they'll do better on the next project.
Yeah, they'll actually put a story in it.
They've got that in two.
Oh, yeah, I
They've-
haven't
they've
played
got
number
a
2.
story.
Oh,
I
shit.
really
Forgot
actually
about
want to
number
play
2.
two.
Apparently, the Battlefront 2 is going to have like 3 times the amount of content in it as well.
Yeah, but
And an
Battlefield
actual
1 was,
story.
Battlefront 1 was shit.
Battlefront 1 was terrible.
It
Yeah.
was. I haven't
Battlefront
played
1
it. I
is
watched
actually
a
so
little bit.
terrible they made it free on Origin
Yeah.
Access. I got it for free. I actually pre-ordered the
did-
game for £60, and then I played it for 10 minutes. I thought it was shit. Got a £60 refund on it. I bought Origin Access for Mass Effect Andromeda, then got Battlefront for free.
I enjoyed it for like a week, and I realised, I actually really don't like competitive shooters anymore, unless it's Overwatch.
Yeah. Which we should get on and play.
We should.
I've really lost interest in Overwatch. Don't know why.
I go
Well-
through like a short burst where I'm like, Overwatch, I gotta play Overwatch tonight. Gotta play Overwatch. And
I
I'm
did
just
that,
like,
but then nobody else wants to play it, so I'm just kind of like, well, I'm not playing it on my own.
I
Because
feel like
it's the sort of
whenever I
game
go
play
on, it's
my own.
usually full house.
Yeah, pretty much. Anyway, I think we're going to leave it here because we have spent a hell of a long time on these.
Yeah, and I need to eat.
Yeah. Brilliant. Thank you everyone for joining us.
Bye.
See you later.
Oh yeah,
I swear it's his
haven't-
job to say goodbye.
Yeah, it is. Do that like and subscribe thing if you want. I haven't said
And all
that.
That would be
jazz.
appreciated.
Yeah.
Right.
Uh,
Bye.
Thank you very
Bye.
much for joining us. See you later.